let's talk about the negative base rates that is going on that we highlighted last week. And, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. And of course, we're getting more emails on that. So here are just a few.
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, we did this. We're going to go through it quickly because we did this already yesterday, but this is how important the community is. Okay. You know, a lot of people say, oh, there's just one. What's the big deal? You know, it happens. It's a glitch, this and that, Chris, right? I swear to you and to God that by the time I finished the show last week, I went back to my email. There were 6 of these. Okay. Now, out of the 6, 3 were exactly identical to what we had shown an hour before on the show. There was a $40 sticky surge. Not only Uber did not give the $40 takeaway, and then it became a negative base rate trip. This is the power of the community that we're trying to instill in each one of you. Because if we don't do that, right, and say, hello, something is wrong with this picture, okay? We're not nitpicking here. We're just trying to raise awareness of what's going on. And obviously people are watching and saying, oh, wait a minute, that happened to me. Well, let me send them some screenshots. And here they are. There's 2 trips, exactly like what we showed, Chris. $40 sticky surge, both in California. And look at the screenshots. It says right there, base is -5. On the other one, base -5. Okay, so that means this is happening more than once or twice. As big as we are, our reach is not obviously millions of people. So just in our little community, or 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 people that watch it on replays or live, a few hundred people, right? That means this exists. This is the last one, by the way, that we showed on the program last week was from Massachusetts. This is from California. So if this is happening, and by the way, this is the exact same number, Chris, $40 sticky surge, comes in at 35 and -5 base pay, right? So that means this is happening. So that means we need to, you know, you guys need to put this on your own social media channels, Reddit, you know, uberpeople.net, wherever you frequent, right? Because we bring it up because this is something happening and we want to stop it before it becomes a trend. And then it becomes unstoppable. It truly does. So there you go. The power of the community. I got these literally an hour after the show ended last week. So that means it's happening. What else is there? And it shouldn't be. I mean, when there's a $40 sticky surge, it should be $40 sticky. It shouldn't be negative.
Well, it should be $40 plus the base fare, the actual base fare, not some negative arbitrary number. You know, this is the problem with upfront fares is that it could be anything it wants to be, whatever the algorithm is going to spit it out at. But if you were back to time and distance, you would be paid for your time and distance plus whatever surges on top of that.
Yeah. Well, here they are. And then, you know, last week Chris had asked me correctly. He says, what did support say? Did this guy even call? Obviously, they're taking screenshots. Well, this is only for you, buddy, because I had said it to you, and you said your facial expression was like $1 million. You said, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Just like that. Well, here you are. Go ahead and read it. This is
all right. So, the person had mentioned in chat saying, I had a $40 surge attached to this trip and was only paid $35. So I'm wondering why I was shortchanged more than $5 for this delivery request when I was promised by Uber surge of 40. And he's right. It's more than $5 at this case because it's -5 on the base fare, but you should be getting a positive base fare for the time and distance that you're traveling. So yes, it's more than $5 and it could be even more, you know, like $10, $12, maybe even higher, just depending on what it is. So yes, he is 100% right when that is said. So this is Uber Support's response. Hi, I'm Annapurna or Perna, whatever. Don't care, from Uber Support team, and I'll be taking care of you today, or AI bot. We'll just call her AI bot. We're really sorry to hear about your experience. We know that it can be challenging when you've made an effort to deliver and that you didn't receive your expected fare or your well-deserved fare, particularly the surge amount. I'll do my best to address this. Ronald, I know this is not the news you wanted to receive, but after verifying the details, it seems that this trip isn't eligible for more earnings. This is because for this trip, dynamic pricing was not applicable. So then why would you put it on there saying that you're getting all that surge? This makes no sense. This is absolute bullshit. For delivery trips, dynamic pricing is applicable if ride-sharing trips are surging in the same area and time as, hold on. Where is it? Where'd it go? For delivery trips. Where'd the other screenshot go, Serge?
On the right, buddy. Okay, well, it's the same thing, okay?
Yeah.
On the right
Oh, here it is.
screenshot, you have the
Dynamic pricing is applicable if ride-sharing trips are surging in the same area and time as the delivery trip pickup and changes in real time. Although we cannot perfectly predict when and where a surge will occur, we will do our best to share what we know and when we know through the app. Please know that there are still a lot of chances that you'll receive surge offers soon as Uber is growing rapidly in your city.
No.
Really? We also offer weekly promotions that will help you. Look, this is all extra bullshit. They're just trying to spin it by saying, we're not paying you the full fare because of some stupid ass reason. And it makes no sense because the whole thing when it comes to surge is you get your base fare plus whatever the amount surge is. And if you have a sticky surge, it's $40 plus your base fare. Not we're going to reduce whatever it is because we don't feel like paying. That's absolute bullshit on top of bullshit.
Had you heard of this before? Because I told you this last week, and I remember this because I was sent, but we didn't have time to put it up last week. Have you heard of this? Heard of this excuse before? I'd never heard of this one. I've heard all the excuses, but not this one.
No, I've never heard that one.
Yeah, this is a new one.
That one I've never heard. Oh, we're not going to pay you because the surge has to be surging. That's not the point of sticky surge. The point of sticky surge is you get a plus 40 or plus whatever it is on your app for the next trip that comes in.
So yeah, I mean
this is the exact this is, you know, here's the problem. Sir, you know how the surge virus was going around where you can't see what the surge is? Yeah. Well, the problem is some coder A said, oh, let's hide what the surge is so then you don't know what you're making.
Yeah.
Coder B said, oh, that's a great idea because if you have a high surge coming up, well, you know what, we'll just we'll do a negative base fare. The problem was coder A said we're going to roll it out to different parts. We're going to start in Central Florida and Western Florida, and then it's going to just spread like wildfire to different areas. And then coder B said, oh, we're going to just flat out do it to everybody. So this is what you're seeing. You're seeing the overlaps of everything where they're going to get rid of what the surge price shows. So you and I and everybody else in chat and everybody else driving won't know exactly what the surge addition is because they're going to all roll it up into one little fare. And now they have to come up with some BS excuse because you're supposed to be getting $40 extra, but in fact, you're really only getting $35 with a negative base fare.
Yeah, and the correlation between deliveries and rideshare, I'm not sure what that even means. Because clearly on the bottom, it says $40 on your next trip. It doesn't say, by the way, $40 on your next rideshare trip. It doesn't say $40 on your next delivery trip. It just says $40, and there it is. $40 surge, your guy got paid $35. Again, this is not nitpicking. This is happening. Meaning, if it happened in Massachusetts, and okay, now it's happening in California. I'm pretty sure this is happening everywhere, right? And the fact that the identical thing showed up and drivers are watching and they're getting informed and they're getting, you know what, I got to be on my toes now because I saw this on Show Me the Money. Oh shit, I remember this happened to me last week. Well, there you go. So keep your eyes open. I'm telling you, people, I'm telling you, you guys got to take screenshots now of everything. Everything. And I'm sorry, you know what? I know it's a pain in the ass. I know it, but figure out the easiest way, safest way. Please take screenshots of the incoming ping, getting paid later, because this shit's happening. I'm telling you, they're shaving it. They're shaving it with reckless abandon. They're going like, okay, they're gone wild now. Algo gone wild. We shave here, we shave there. You know, we stick it to them $5 here. Now we used to talk about nickels and dimes, Chris. Now we're talking $5s and $10s. You know, I'm like, wow, how blatant can you be, right? So there you go.
Like I said last week, I want to be a fly on the wall. That's in these meetings to say, oh, how can we screw drivers even more? Now, Norm, this little comment right here, we're gonna address this and why, you know, you can look at it that way if you want to, but the reality of it is, if you're screwing with my money, that's where I'm going to get pissed off at. And they're screwing with people's money here. So it doesn't matter how it looks on the gravy end of things. It's still that particular driver and other drivers that are seeing these negative base fares are actually should be getting paid more. So they shouldn't be making 35. They should be making 40 plus. So they should be making, you know, let's say it's $6. They should be making $46, not 35. So again, it's going backwards instead of forwards. And, you know, these surge zones, these extra bonuses on top of it, especially when when fares have become lower and lower, and now we don't even really get compensated for some of the time or distance that we may travel because of upfront fares. And they're saying, well, you know, it's what it's quoted at, and, you know, these estimates are off. So yeah, this is where they're starting to screw again with time, money, distance, and pay. So that's where I have the issue. That's where Sergio, I'm sure, has the issue as well.
I agree with Jeff on this 100%. So Jeff, as you know, I love you, man, but you know, you're my man. But on this one, we have to agree to disagree. This is not about complaining. This is not about bitching and moaning. This is not about victim society here, which we don't do, as you know. But what the problem is that there has to be at some point, right, some line drawn somewhere, okay? And the line that we need to draw is, if you can do this, what's next? What's going to be the next shoe to drop? As I said 4 times already, last week and this week, great trip. I would have personally done it for 35. Didn't say anything more than that. However, as an independent contractor, a contract is created, and if you don't honor that contract to me, then don't call me an independent contractor. Because if I'm a plumber, come to your house, we have a contract, written or verbal, in this case, whatever the app presents you, and you shortchange me, what is the independent contractor plumber going to do? They're going to go put a lien on your house because you didn't pay them, because you shortchanged them. And we just don't want to blow this out of proportion, but I think it has come to the point that, you know, there has to be some kind of legal recourse that we can do here. We have to, because as much as I don't like legislation, I think this is the time, because these things are just going to get worse. And the last thing, Jeff, I want to look out for my kids, because my kids are going to experience this. Even if they go work at McDonald's, one worker is going to get 14 because of some algorithmic wage discrimination bullshit, and the other guy is going to get 17 for doing the same work. We don't want these things. We don't want this to enter the society that we live in. Society already has many problems, as you know, Jeff. So to me, on this one, we have to agree to disagree. So.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, then he followed up with it's $250,000 a year delivering food. Yeah, but how often are you going to get a $40 surge at $35 with that? That's going to be like a one-off, couple of times, maybe a year. So let's look at the reality of things when it comes down to it. I'd love to say you could get $250,000 by doing that. I would love to take $35 deliveries all the time. I wouldn't have a problem delivering food then at that point. But like the reality of this situation is that does not happen.
Yeah, that's Uber math, Jeff. You know that, right? You can't take 35 and extrapolate to 250K. We know that. And perfect is never achievable. We're not after perfect, Jeff. We're after just. That's it. Yep. Perfect, we know, is never achievable, but we're just after just and justice. I mean, this cannot go on. And that's it. So let's move on.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.